Girl, you know we wasting time like tick, tick, tick. Girl, you sucking up my time like tick, tick, tick.
The Bible say beating my dick and killing is equal, but that don't add up. Cause the amount of times that I milk my shit'll probably be considered cereal. Them Cocoa Puff titty balls make a nigga balls fall inside of a jaws while the draws fall all like a nightstand in an earthquake caused by the backstroke. Dog style, all wild. Kill the pretty kitty, leave an X over his eyes like a cause clown. Shit, that's a fucking bar. Fucker in a 69, that's a fucking car. Rolls Royce in a roof is the fucking stars. Killing niggas every time I write like it's fucking SARS. Leave them charred, leave them Charmander without the tail spar. That mean that nigga dead. Oh well, I have no fucking heart. Back to my banana, this brain food is why she smart. Yellow and a head on point is like a brother's Bart Simpson, no OJ. It ain't fit, so she must have quit. Take my Johnny Cochran out and sit it on her pretty lips. Sex addict with no intent to ever quit. This what happens when you expose the porn at the age of 6.
It's going We're back. This is the Blitz Man Podcast, Glockwood Radio. We go wait, man. What's my people saying in the building? I'm back. Woo! Oh man, yo, I'm really sorry I couldn't make it last week, but listen, I got tickets to the Sixers game. I'm not going to front. I'm going to tell you the truth. I got tickets to the Sixers game, home opener against the Boston Celtics, national TV. I could not be there, even for the pod. And I really tried to do the podcast. I had so much to say last week. I'm going to try to get so much in, but man, listen. I know this is a sports show. I know this is a sports show, but for right now, for right this second, I gotta talk about hip hop. So the cool thing is, this is Blitz Mag Press. That's what you can catch me on Twitter. I really don't do Instagram. I really don't even know my Instagram. I guess if you look up Blitz Mag Podcast, you will find somebody or like a faceless nobody. So if you can go to my Instagram and like me. Oh, damn! I got all kinds of different. Yo, too. I'm going up. I'm on. Listen. If you start listening to my podcast, right? I'm all fucked up, right? This is awesome. If you start listening to my podcast, you can't listen to it all, right? You can always catch me now on iTunes, Spotify. You know what I'm saying? Just look up Blitz Sports World or Blitz Mad Podcast. Just look up Blitz and you're going to see a dude in a mask and a fly-ass suit. That's me. That's me. Click that joint and you can listen to the whole entire podcast. Okay. I got to talk about something important. And normally I would wait to the end of the show, but this show is so jam-packed today that I said if I don't do it in the beginning of the show, I'm not going to get it in. And it's too important not for me to say this because I'm really frustrated about a lot of different things in the world of hip-hop. That's why I did this is the Glockwood show, Glockwood hip-hop, blah, blah, blah. So there's no better place for me to make this argument right here, right now about what's going on. So, we got this joke out here, and I really don't like talking about this clown, but, he's out here, and he's popular. He's very popular. In fact, he might be the second he might be the most popular MC in the world. His name is Kanye West. Now, we all love Kanye to a degree. We won't get into the Kanye love right quick. But, we grew up, Kanye was dope. You know what I mean? He had dope ideas, dope concept, beautiful music. Like, he was an artist. And I respect him for that. And I respect him for his work, for when he was an artist. And he's still an artist to a certain degree. But we got to listen to what's going on right here. Kanye West has in turn become a black spokesman for white supremacy and white evangelicals. And they hold extremely aggressive, racist beliefs and narratives. And they have a black man who might be the most popular hip-hop artist in the world. I mean, seriously. You have a black man going around using Jesus as a form to teach white supremacy and saying that and telling black kids and kids all around the world that it's cool to think freely, and to think freely is not to be like everybody else. Okay, I'm cool with the Kanye thing with think as a free, but this is what you would adopt? So your free mind taught you to take the thoughts and push the narratives of people who are trying to kill who are actually trying to kill black people. No, river rap. No, people are like, oh, it's music. Fuck that shit. Fuck that music shit. Oh, it's music. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Nah, man. This boy's teach. Think of the combination that we use. He's using religion. He's using Jesus. He's using music. I mean, they're two powerful entities right here. Like, let's not fuck around here. Like, this is extremely cultish. He's going around with a team of 100 gospel people preaching foolishness, preaching white supremacy to black people, thinking that that's okay, and to think that music don't raise kids. Y'all lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself. Music has raised a lot of people. Hip hop raised a lot of kids. Some for better, some for worse. We can't say whatever it is. Yes, parents should have been involved, but fuck that. A lot of times, people was listening to music more than they was listening to their parents, and they became adults doing that shit. Let's not fake. Let's stop faking. Let's not fake this shit, yo. What this man is trying to do is extremely, extremely dangerous. I'm not playing. I'm not trying to make it like people say, oh, he's a yo, dude. He's the most popular hip hop artist in the fucking world. He is a sign. He is working directly with someone who has ties to the Kremlin. I'm not making this shit up. This is real shit. Like, I don't think people are taking shit seriously. I'm like, this is some real cultish shit right here. Because if you can get a certain number of black people to endorse the ideology that they need to embrace white supremacy and that their lives are like expendable for Christ. You think what I'm saying? Like that though, the Christ shit. Like, oh, that black man, he was killed because, you know, Christ told him that was his time to go. No, the cops killed him. No, man, the cops killed him. See, that's where the manipulation where white supremacy starts setting in. Starts saying that this shit don't matter. And here's my biggest problem. Where the fuck is all the rappers at? Where the fuck is all the conscious mind? Where's Kendrick Lamar? Where's J. Cole? Jay Electronica? All these conscious ass rappers. Where are they? Silent. They're letting this boy pollute the minds of children. With rhetoric. To think that you haven't been influenced by hip hop is crazy. And to think that this motherfucker don't have that type of power to influence children who are impressionable from the ages of 8 through 18 is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think, it's naive to think that this dude is a sideshow. And he got the fucking president behind him. And who has the Kremlin behind him, who does nothing but like promote propaganda. The white evangelicals. Imagine if you can get a core of black people to think like that, to support that narrative. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I know it sounds alarmist. Fuck it. I'm just like, you know, my mind just goes all over the place because I've actually seen shit happen. My whole thing is this. Where's all the rappers at? Where's Ice Cube? I'm saying, like, where's Common? Like, why is everybody, like, the Clips is still doing songs with this clown? Like, fuck them niggas, man. Seriously. I don't want to hear no more Clips music. No more Pharrell music. If you mess around with Kanye, then you spreading the message of white supremacy. Real rap, ain't no way shake about it. Ain't no way shake about it. Oh, Kanye coming back. Oh, he the real Kanye. Oh, I know Kanye. He a good dude. No. No. He's a house Negro, man. Just because you cool, just because the house Negro is cool with some of the people in the field, don't mean that you trust them. Listen to the message. Seriously, yo. Where are the rappers, yo? Where's KRS-One at? Where's Chuck D? I don't see no one attacking this guy, man, for this rhetoric, for this foolishness, for this nonsense. I'm disgusted. I know Malik's crazy. Damn, I gave my name. That's not my real name. My name is Harold Wilson. Harold Wilson is my name. Blitz Mac Press. You can always catch me on Twitter. I got a lot of clues on there. You can figure it out. Alright. I'm just saying, man. I'm real disgusted in the music right now. I'm real disgusted in the hip hop. All these black intellectual hip hop people, like, where are they? I don't even hear the political people out here smashing them. Like, they're looking at this dude as a side joke. You know who they did the same thing with? The dude is running for president. You know what this joker said he's gonna do? Run for president. He said in 2026 I'm running for president. This joker's gonna do it. Cause you know what? Because all those kids between the ages of 8 and 18 gonna think it's okay to think like Kanye, and when it's time for them to vote in 10 years and he try to run for president, they're gonna think that, you know what? You know what? And this is how guys like the guy we got in now in the office. The only thing Kanye don't got going for him is he kind of forget that right now that he's black. Like all that about George Bush don't care about black people. Right now, Kanye couldn't tell you what the fuck he is right now. That's real talk. Excuse me for all my bad language. I normally don't curse on my show, and that's a fact. But I am passionate about this because I'm very passionate about the music and what the music represents. And I know there's been a lot of bad with the good with hip hop. But this is different. This is different. There has never been a time in the history of rap where your most popular MC in the world is tied to white supremacy in evangelicals. It hasn't, I'm trying to tell you, it's an all-time first. And it's extremely dangerous if you don't pay attention to it. And the only way to solve the problem is for the hip-hop community to shut him out. He can't survive without it. We're still his lifeblood. If you X him out, then he can't breathe. So let him be smothered with all those Southern Trumpers that like he wants to endorse. But don't let him pollute the mind of our children, because that's what he's really trying to do. This is the Blitz Man Podcast, WR Radio. We go way, way, way down. What's my people stay in the building? Okay, I got one more thing, important thing to say. So, you know, the World Series is going on, and you have the Washington Nationals playing the Houston Astros, and it's been great. It's been awesome. It's 3-3, and our home team hasn't won a game yet. It's very unusual. It's very, very rare. I can't say that I know all the players because I don't. I've been watching the games, and I love baseball. I just don't follow baseball the way I should. It's just so many moving parts, and with me just being a fanatic of basketball and football and college football and high school football and college basketball and boxing and tennis, I just don't got the fucking time to do it. I just don't do it. Why am I cursing? Why has this become a cursing fest? I don't know what I'm doing. I promise I'm going to censor myself. I'm out of control. I'm out of control. So in game number 5, yours finest has walked in to the stadium, and you know he got a nice greeting from the crowd. I mean, they actually gave chants of lock him up. Let me see if I can find it. I have it. So I had it all set up and I just screwed it up. I'm terrible at my job today, awesome. But while I find that, anyway, they had chance to lock him up. And this is what makes this part so ill, is that those people in their stands for that day just gave Con 45 a taste of his own medicine, and it was their right to do so. Like, that's the epitome of free speech. Anyone who says that they are not allowed to criticize the president is fascist. It's that simple. It's a sign of fascism. Once you take away the speech of the people, then you're talking about a one authoritarian rule. Like, I didn't see all this respect for the president when Obama was wearing the tan suit. But this is how sometimes sports starts getting involved with politics. So the fans screaming lock him up based off a cliche that 45 ran against Hillary Clinton, where his crew would say lock her up, and the corruption and the overt corruption of this administration will make anybody understand. And people understand, like, this is the World Series. They're like, oh, these crew people, most of these people are millionaires at the game. Straight, like, dog, like, people in DC have money. Like, most of these people live in, like, $500,000 houses. Like, this is what this was the affluent. See, this is the, like, people made it seem like the World Series was just a baseball game, a bunch of drunks out there screaming, lock him up. No! That's not true! That's the World fucking Series! I'm cursing more, but that's the World Series! It's the elite are at the game, even at the highest joint. Even the joints are in the sky, those joints, them joints is like $1,000. I'm making it up, but I'm telling you, it's at least 500. It's DC. It's the World Series. They've never won one before. Since like 1921 or something crazy. I might be making that up. I don't care. It's a long time ago. Seriously. So don't make it seem like it was a bunch of drunks in the World Series. These are the most affluent people in Washington, D.C. screaming, lock him up. Seriously, yo. Nobody says that. Nobody says that shit. It frustrates the shit out of me. I'm watching all these political shows and no one says that. I don't understand. Like, people think like sporting events, like bums are in them joints, yo. Bums are not in sporting events, yo. No, you go to a sporting event, you see Range Rovers, B. When you go to a Sixers game, or when you go to a basketball game, you see like Bentleys, yo. You don't be seeing raggedy shit. Games cost like $175 to sit upstairs, man. I'm talking about game 27. I'm not talking about the World fucking Series. Damn! Why are people making me so angry? So when you have the most affluent people in Washington D.C. screaming, lock him up, that means something. That means something, yo. I'm running late because I got Byron. Man, I'm going off today, man. Gosh. I got Byron Jackson, Desean Jackson's brother, is coming on the show. He's supposed to be on the show right now. I told him I might run late, and I am. I'm not finished. So, I'm in the office the other day, and I got clients, and it's frustrating as hell dealing with some other people. And I gotta be the strong black man. I'm telling them, like, yo, man, y'all can't believe what the fuck y'all saying. Y'all sound ridiculous, and I'm cursing. And I gotta stop cursing, but my tongue is out of pocket. I don't know if this is Red Bull or what's going on with me today. Maybe I haven't been here for 2 weeks. Anyway, so and two people talked to me. I'm dead. I'm dead serious. Is that because the Washington National fans booed the president, they're rooting for the Astros. Now, here's a bigger narrative on all this. This is how everything becomes political. Now you have a cultish ideal based around, you know, the love of the president. The Trumpers are all pulling for the Astros because the national fans decided to say lock him up because he's morally corrupt and he keeps doing. He tried to extort the country just recently, and that's just recent. I mean, we're not talking about the 5,000 kids that no one can find. And if you don't know nothing about missing children, just check out, just look into slavery. They're like, oh, I don't understand what the missing kids is all about. Oh, research child trafficking. I'm not going to be on Apple iTunes for long. I'm going to tell you that. So you're going to have to probably go back to listening to my shit on Gawkware every Wednesday night from 7 to 9. Because after this show, I'm probably telling you, like, this might be my last day on fucking radio. And I'm cursing a lot. I think I can curse on iTunes. Maybe not. They might kick me off. I'm going over. Listen. All right. So let me get to my point. My point is that now the Astros has taken the liking of a cultist group who only supports everything pro or con the president. Okay. The Astros have become, quote unquote, let's say Trump's team. And the Nationals are the team that those Trumpers are despised. Now, I'm not saying the Astros earned that spot, but is that sometimes sports politics seeps into sports, and it's no fault of the athlete. Case in point, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, fight of the century, 1971. Ali was the rebel. He was the one speaking out against the government. Because there was no quote-unquote white hope, Joe Frazier because he was a working man's fighter, he became the Uncle Tom. And Ali called him Uncle Tom, he called him the white man's boy, and that's what made Frazier hate Ali so much, prior to the fight. And Ali's point was, Joe, if you're not that, then say it. Then stand up and tell these white boys that you're not no Tom. I'm not no boy. And Joe will only get the anger, see, that's where Ali and Joe differ. The point I'm trying to say is that the Astros, they don't have to make a political statement. Neither did Joe Frazier. But just understand that to no fault of your own, you might be on the side of something that might be bigger than you, and you have nothing to do with it. And that's how politics can easily seep into the minds of sports. It's ridiculous, yes, I know, because most sports fans only want the Nationals to win because they like who they like, or they want the Astros to win. But there are people who don't care nothing about that, only cares about the person at the top right now. You know what I'm saying? And don't think that, the fact that these fans in DC didn't have the right to make that chant, and to think that these people were just some drunken fans. They were at the World Series. These are the elite of the elite watching the greatest baseball players in the world, trying to win their first World Series in over 80 years. That was a hot ticket. There was just not anybody's. There were nobodies in that fan. Most of those people were very affluent. This is the Blitz Man Podcast, Gawkware Radio. We go way, way, way beyond what's smart people stay in the building, and I'm stuttering. I don't care. Because coming up next, I got Byron Jackson, DeSean Jackson's brother. We have so much to talk about. I need a break. I need to calm down. This is the Blitz Man Podcast, Gawkware Radio. We go way, 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 way beyond the whistle. This is fly sports talk, not dry sports talk. You heard?
I heard payback's a motherfucking nigga. That's why I'm just gonna get treated like a goddamn stepchild. Fuck a punk cause I ain't him. You gotta deal with the 9-double-M. The day's coming that you all hate. Just think, and niggas decide to retaliate and try to keep me from running up. I never tell you to get down, it's all about coming up. So what they do, going down to 8K. My shit wasn't registered any fucking way. So you better duck away, run and hide out. When I'm running real slow and the lights out, cause I'm about to fuck up the program, shooting out the window of a drop top pro-ham. Well, I'm shooting, let's see who drop. The police, the media, suckers that won't pop. The motherfuckers that say they too black. Put them overseas, they be begging to come back. They say we promote gangs and drugs. You wanna sweep a nigga like me up under the rug? Kicking shit, call street knowledge. Why more niggas in the pen than in college? And cause of that line, I might be your cellmate. That's from the nigga you love to hate. Yeah, haha. It's the nigga you love to hate. Hey, yo, baby, your mother warned you about me. It's the nigga you love to hate. Yo, you ain't doing nothing positive. Yo, you ain't doing nothing positive, brother. What you gotta say for yourself? Once again, this is on the motherfucking psycho. Ice Cube, the bitch killer, cap killer. Yo, to the hit. Cause yo, if I look and see another brother on the video trying to outdance each other, I'ma tell T-Bone to pass the paddle. And don't give me that shit about role model. It ain't wise to chastise and preach. Just open the eyes of each. Cause laws are made to be broken up. What niggas need to do is start loking up and build more foes. They self in the shape of the nigga you love to hate.
Burn, Hollywood, burn. I smell a riot going on. First the guilty, now they're gone. Yeah, I'll check out a movie, but it'll take a black one to move me. Get me the hell away from this TV. All this news and views are beneath me. So all I hear about is shots ringing out about gangs putting each other's head out. So I'd rather kick some slang out. Alright, fellas, let's go hang out. Hollywood, or would they not make us all as bad like I know they had? But some things I'll never forget, yeah. So step and fetch this shit. For all the years we looked like clowns, the joke is over. Smell the smoke from all around.
Wanna see me, Big Daddy is smooth word to mother. Let's check out a flick that exploits the color. Rolling through Hollywood late at night. Red and blue lights for the common sight. Pull to the curb, get played like a sucker. Don't fight the power, the motherfucker.
As I walk the streets of Hollywood Boulevard, thinking how hard it was for those who starred in the movies, portraying the roles of butlers and maids, slaves and hoes. Many intelligent black men seem to look uncivilized when on the screen. Like I guess I figure you to play some jigaboo on the plantation. What else can a nigga do? And black women in this profession, as for playing a lawyer, out of the question. For what they played, Aunt Jemima is the perfect term. Even if now she got a perm. So let's make our own movies like Spike Lee. Cause the roles being offered don't strike me as nothing that the black man could use to earn. Burn, Hollywood, burn.
Now, we're considering you for a part in our new production. How do you feel about playing a controversial Negro?
Yeah, I'm with it. You mean somebody like Huey P. Newton, Dress Brown, right?
Well, it's a servant, Arthur.
We're back. We're back. This is the Blitz Man Podcast, Glockworth Radio. We go way beyond what's my people stay in the building. Yo. Okay, so we always surprise the people with different stuff every time. Like, we always look for the best talent pretty much in the country. Today is without question one of the best that we've had in quite some time. We have Byron Jackson, Desean Jackson, brother. Smart people officially in the building. Byron, are you with me? Okay, let's see. We'll get you up. Hold on, Byron. Byron.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Smart
can you
people
hear me?
officially in the building. Are you with me, Byron?
Yes, sir, I am.
Indeed,
Malik. I
indeed.
appreciate that.
All right. Because sometimes,
Definitely.
Byron, yo, real rap man. Just so you know, like our show is getting bigger, and the aliens be intercepting our show all the time. I gotta talk to you and Crystal about this because we be having a lot of alien interference. It's been going on because, listen, aliens love hip hop too. They love sports too, and that's what we do here. And they be like, yo, the Blitz Man Podcast is on. I need to get on that. So they be breaking in our frequency. So I'm glad I got you. All right, yo, brother, actually, I'm so happy. All right, you see how wild I am, right? All right, so I'm just really excited about having you on the show today because, you know what I mean, you are the brother of one of the best football players in the NFL right now who's had an illustrious career, and basically you're able to see this from a different perspective because not only are you his brother, but you've documented his life pretty much from the time. So like you're also his like document mentor as well. So so we're gonna get into so many dynamics of you and Desean Jackson in terms of like how how you saw his life from your perspective. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome, Malik, and I appreciate that intro. And you're right. You know, I am amongst smart people, and since I first talked to you, you know, I appreciate, man. Real recognize real, and you know, thank you for having me on your show. And I definitely want to give you this perspective. So let's rock and roll.
Okay, so let's jump right into this. Talk about your career, yourself, Byron. Talk about your career and what got you to where you are right now.
Well, my career as a football player, I didn't start really playing football until the 11th grade. I always was fast, you know, growing up in the neighborhood and stuff like that, but I always thought I was small. So I didn't actually start playing high school football till the 11th grade because my dad lived in California, and I don't know if a lot of people know, but I grew up in Washington, D.C., and right outside of Washington, D.C., so I didn't have, like, that consistent father in my life pushing me, but my dad, living in California, he used to send me letters telling me, think NFL. You know, you're not too small to play football. Lynn Swan is small. We're from Pittsburgh. Our family's originally from Pittsburgh, so he started giving me this vision, like, look, don't let your size stop you from playing. So in 11th grade, I went out for my high school football team, Largo High School in Maryland, and played 2 years there. You know, I was athletic. I was good, but I didn't get no looks out of high school. So my dad drove to D.C., picked me up, put me in a car, and we drove to California. He pretty much had a plan for me to get to the NFL, and this is back in 1986. This is in 86, so remind you, Desean is born in 86, so I come to L.A. in Hollywood, of all places. I come to Hollywood for my dad's plan was for me to get to the NFL, and I kind of fell in love with Hollywood. We lived up in the Hollywood Hills, and, you know, I fell in love with, like, all the actors and producers. We lived next to like, writers and actors and stuff like that. So I kind of got that Hollywood bug. But at the same time, my dad was like, you came out here to get you know, to play football. So he was trained. Yeah, he kind of like, look, you training. So I got a track coach. I used to drive down to UC Irvine and work out with a track coach for like 2 years. And then I walked on to a junior college, Santa Monica College, and, you know, earned a scholarship to San Jose State. And by the way, when I was at Santa Monica, out of all the people, Herman Edwards, the coach now for the Arizona State, right, former Eagle, he actually was a recruiter for San Jose State. Really? So he actually, he actually kind of started recognizing my talent, and you know, he got to meet my dad, and, you know, my dad was like, hey, watch my son over here. I wasn't even starting. I was playing on a second team at Santa Monica, and my dad was like, Coach Hearn, look at Byron over there. And I was doing my thing. I think we had a scrimmage against UCLA. I think I was running around against Daryl Henley and Troy Aikman. So, you know, that's when I started getting recognized and got a scholarship to San Jose State. And from there, got a tryout for the Kansas City Chiefs, made their developmental squad in 92, and then 93 I got released. Actually, I got released in 92, went back to school, went back to San Jose State, enrolled in classes, and then they actually called me back that season and wanted me on the developmental squad. So I stayed on developmental squad the remainder of that season, and then after that, I went back to San Jose, enrolled in my classes, and then I flew back to Kansas City and did my second year there in minicamp and off-season OTAs and all that, and then went into my second year in Kansas City. And then I got released. The last tryout, I got released, and I kind of was ready to hang up the cleats, but got another opportunity, flew from Kansas City to the CFL. Okay. And went to the CFL. You know, I could go on all the way to now, but I don't want to like just get long-winded. I want you to kind of like
okay. So all right, so like okay, stop me. Yeah, so like when did you know it was over? So let's talk about that part. So when did you know it was over? Like, at what point in time? Because I was watching the documentary, and it seems like you went through this journey, and you got me all the way up to here. So, and then you had this conversation with your pop after you said your pop. It was all over. So talk about that. So talk about that moment with you and your father, because as you said, because the narrative behind everything is that your dad brought you to LA to train you to get you to the NFL. He achieved that goal. So now you're at the point in your life where I don't know if this is what I want to do, because again, while I love football, I also have this Hollywood bug as well. You think what I'm saying? And when you made the decision, when you made that decision, talk about that experience and that conversation with your pop, because that's a wild story.
It's pretty deep actually, because I had went to the CFL for a couple seasons. It wasn't, I started losing my desire for football. I was like, you know what? I see myself being in Hollywood, being a filmmaker. I was always like Spike Lee. I always had a camera in my hand, documenting. And I was like, I had started getting the bug and getting honestly, the whole time I was in the CFL, I was like, man, this ain't really what I want to do. If it ain't the NFL, I really don't want to play football like this, So right. I started happening in the CFL, but then I got released from the CFL, and then they wanted me to come back, and my dad was like, I was like in transition. I was living with him, but I was like, my mindset was, I'm trying to get into Hollywood. I'm trying to start pounding the pavement in Hollywood and start pursuing this career, because it had started to become a reality to me that, you know what, I could be a filmmaker for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? But I could maybe play football, and I had built a lot of good relationships in football. I was like, you know what? I can still have a part of this football world, but I can still be a filmmaker. And my dad was like, let me try to help you get back to the NFL. He was mailing tapes to the Steelers. He was
I saw that.
Telling me, all types of, he was telling me all, I was like, Dad, that's cool. You can do that. But you know what? My mind, I don't care about football anymore. And he kind of took it one way, like I didn't appreciate what he was doing. And I kind of was like, I'm standing up for myself. Look, I'm not tripping on football no more. And he got upset. He said something. I said something. And, it kind of turned into a nasty situation. He ran upstairs. At first, he started throwing my clothes out of the house. I'm like, man, I'm not going to let my dad embarrass me no more or get loud with me. And I was like, you're not doing this.
Right, because this was like your man moment. This is like the part where you actually took ownership of your life. You think what I'm saying? Like when I'm peeping the story and I'm watching it and I'm saying like, okay, like, Byron, like he made, like, he took some ownership. Like I think you was talking about how, like how, this is the first time, like I always played for my pop. I never really played for myself. It's been a long time since I played for me. You think what I'm saying? And I just, you know what I mean? So, it just got, I know that situation just got really out of control. And, but you guys did come back though, eventually.
No, we did. And, it's crazy, man, because when I sit down and really talk about it, I think about it and I actually watch it, since I documented so much of it. And talking about it, it's like, dang, it's like, man, it's really, I know everybody has a powerful story, but it's like, man, when you think about how mine unfolded, you know what I mean? How we stopped speaking during this time. When he put that gun to my head, I kind of snapped. I said, I don't want to speak to you ever again in my life. And I said, I don't even want to play football ever again, and this was kind of where I started realizing how good I was in football and how I really could take this to the next level. And I just like that I don't want to do it no more. And I just cold speaking to my father, and I just got into television. I landed a job. It's crazy, man. I landed a job on an assignment desk at a local station in Los Angeles, KCOP, working on a trial of the century, the O.J. Simpson trial. So I was like at Rockingham. I was at criminal courts. I was like in a whole different world. And just that season prior, I was like in training camp, and news cameras was at our training camp. So it's kind of like how I just kind of got whelmed into this situation in television.
Well, your world changed dramatically in just a few months. I said your world changed dramatically in a few months. Like, that was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, it was, man. It was a turnaround, and it was like a lot of things thrown at me, and it kind of like I was happy. I was finally kind of like at peace. I was in television. I was at a local news station in the number one, number two market in the country, and the trial of the century. And, you know, I had aspirations. You know, I love NFL films. I grew up in D.C. watching George Michael, Sports Machine, Jim Vance, and just the whole television aspect of sports, man. It was like and I was working at a news station, and, you know, I had aspirations of moving to the sports department, but I was having fun documenting, going down a criminal course, filming just like history unfold. And then, you know, at this time, my dad brings Desean. Like, Desean had moved. It's a lot, man. My story is kind of like complex, and our father is very interesting. I know you know how interesting it is because you watch the documentary, but
I don't want to give all this. I don't want to give everything in the doc because I know you got plans to release the doc again, and I just want to. I'm really trying to set this up so like people say, "Yo, we got to see that doc. Like, we got to hear that whole story about the gun." You know what I'm saying? So like, but but
I mean, it's healing, man. When you watch the documentary, you know it's a healing story, and I think people can learn from it. It's like I learn from it every day. I talk about it. I look back on it, and some of the projects that I'm working on with the content. It's like, man, I learn something new every day from being a documentarian, and that's truly who I am. I'm really a documentarian. I've kind of grown to the point where I love life, and I love, you know, looking back on it times, even though sometimes it was hard. I like looking back on that and utilizing it to become a better person today. So yeah, talk more about that time when I transitioned into television. Go ahead.
I want to talk to you about really like what inspired you to follow Desean. Like I understand that he was your little brother, but what made you focus your camera on him? As you said, you're in high Hollywood. You just finished doing the OJ trial. You could have went in different directions. Like, what made you center your focus around a Desean at that young age?
Man, I mean, you just gave me goosebumps, man, because I just think of my dad and seeing how he was pushing Desean and how he had him playing two different Pop Warner teams at the same time. I felt like I needed to be there, man. I really did. I felt like I really needed to be part of my little brother's life, and him. I mean, him loving sports. Desean was this little kid, man, that just loved. He loved running. He loved jumping. He loved racing people. He loved catching. He just loved sports. And my dad was one of them dads like Richard Williams. He was over the top. So
that's what
it was like, man, I gotta
protect him. It's like everybody, you had to protect him. Like, that's what it was a way to document. The documentary was also a way to protect your little brother as well. Like, you got to watch over him a bit, right? Because it could have got over the top.
I mean, honestly, it was a little bit of all of that. It was a little bit of like, man, I love playing with Desean. I love throwing him the football. That shit was fun. It's fun to this day. You know what I mean? It was like that. It was like, I love filming. I wanted to capture. I didn't really capture my sports journey, but it's like I had the opportunity to capture my little brother that he loved to race kids. He loved to catch footballs. He loved to be outside. You know what I mean? So it was part of, I mean, I would love to be like this genius and say I planned it. You know, it was kind of like organic. You know, so
right.
So it was a little bit